assalamu alaikum, Gianu, Pakhairagale, Nihama, Shunashume, Washmaleo, Hayagazaimus, Privet. Hi, hugs and hellos to everybody who's tuned into PT World and Watch Your World this morning alongside Shahzad Khan and Maha Makhdoom. Hello, Maha, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning, assalamu alaikum. I'm very good today. I mean, I'm good, but I feel like the weekend was quite busy and I'm just a bit, I haven't caught up with my sleep. I'm feeling a bit tired, but I'm kind of thinking, we've got an interesting show and then I'm going to try and implement the things we learned today.
Yeah, exactly. The weekend was busy because of the fact that it was Kaya Day and then it was Merry Christmas as well. For all those people who were, celebrating, obviously, Happy Christmas to all of you. And yes, there's a bit of problem with my cell phone, even when I switch it to silent.
It doesn't go silent. But the thing is, I would have thought that people would know, right? Like your family or friends would know that you're doing a live show. But do they do it on purpose?
Exactly. I don't know, but people, because they love you, so they keep on sending you text messages and different things. But that's all right. So keep on loving me, people, because I'm trying to get a new cell phone now.
Okay.
Inshallah, by the end of this year. Within this year, I'll get it.
Okay, well, you don't have much time left. You have a week, so good luck with that.
Yeah.
But Shahzad, we have a lot of information today.
Exactly.
And, it's winter time, it's cold. So what are we going to tell our guests, our viewers today?
Okay, so first things first, I think, for all those people who have been following our show, we have been sharing information about fruit on daily,
Basis.
Okay, let's
Daily basis?
Yeah, on daily basis. So today what we have picked up on is going to be right in front of your television screens, and we're going to let you know how beneficial it is and what the origin is and where it is from. So kiwi it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's take a look. All right, kiwi is the fruit of the day. Yes, here it
so
is.
tasty.
Okay, so majority of the people know it by the name of kiwi, but originally the origin is from China, and the name was China gooseberry. And since in New Zealand their national symbol is kiwi, so it relates to that as well with the color and with the texture of it. But then half of the time, for all those people who think that they're obese, kiwi can be very helpful, and it increases the general mortality rate as well.
Wonderful.
So for all those people who are out there, you're free to have it, because over here, the other day when we have people from National Agriculture Research Center, that's what they said, that now finally they've started to grow kiwi over here. It is expensive as of yet, but inshallah in days to come it'll be better and it'll be there for you.
Exactly, so that's wonderful, and it's a very tasty fruit as well.
And the only reason why they changed the name from China gooseberry to kiwi was when they started exporting it, and they thought that there'll be too much of duty which people will have to pay just because of the fact that its name is China gooseberry.
Oh, okay, so they were clever about it. So very nice. So that was the fruit of the day. And also our second thing that we are going to share with you is our service to you guys, is to say that, every day you need to do some form of physical exercise. Walking around the house, going up and down the stairs is not enough. Last week, we were telling you that you should be doing at least 10,000 steps a day. Yeah. So that's about, about 3-4 kilometers you should be walking. But if you can do it, try and walk for at least half an hour every day. And it will get your blood circulation going. It will make you more active. It will make you feel fresh. And if you can walk, get outside. Try not to do it indoors to get some fresh air.
And I've got one more important thing to share with people as well, and that is that, half of the time you've seen people getting very crazy about their, physical routine and everything,
I
and
go
their
from
exercise.
extremes.
So what they've done is that they've bought these Fitbits, which actually keeps account of how many steps you've been walking.
Your phone can do it too.
Or how many calories you've burned. And then there are different brands who are offering that, for example, if you achieve your milestones on daily basis, they'll get you a free coffee or something of that sort.
Yeah.
So what people are doing these days is that they're trying to cheat. While they're sitting, they're just moving their wrists or probably just shaking their hands. But there are better ideas. What you can do is probably make sure that if you have got a pedestal fan, tie your Fitbit to it and turn the fan on and, just keep on counting the steps. Or probably if you have an egg beater, put the Fitbit right on top of it.
You completely destroyed the purpose of the service message. You're not supposed to cheat.
But there are people who just want to sit and be fit, right? It's
you
for
can't
them.
Be.
And get the free coffee. So your egg beater is another option as well.
No, these are not options. So,
but make sure that you're not cheating.
Exactly, because it's about being healthy and being active. Stop it. Anyway, so now to discuss that, because this is linking very nicely with the show, we are actually going to be talking about cycling within Pakistan. There are certain people who have been working on promoting it, using it as a tool to empower people, not just their health, but actually, like as a society, it can be used to bring people together, to bridge gaps, and to actually get discussions going as well.
And then even at that point of time,
And our producer really wants us to introduce them. He keeps going to that, so we will be introducing them in a moment.
no, we will definitely do it. But then, you know, imagine that over here in Pakistan, there are very few people who have actually put an effort to, you know, make a society, or probably, you know, to have such a thing within a society where they think that, you know, they are alive, where they think that they're together on one platform, or they exercise, or, you know, there are very few people who actually introduce these trends. Now, luckily, alhamdulillah, after, you know, the mayor was elected of Islamabad, bicycle lanes were introduced, and then they were inaugurated, and, you know, we are glad that there are people over here in the studios who made it to the studio, first of all, because they were in Peshawar. Yes, they're writing for somebody else, but they have done a great deal of.
Exactly. And it's also about educating everyone else around the other motorists on the road about these cycle lanes, because I've seen people abusing them. So we will discuss all of that. And to discuss this wonderful topic, we have been joined by Hina Basir Sehgal. She is part of the Early Birds Riders Club. Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Besides Hina Basir, we've been joined by Zahiruddin Khwaja. He is an IT business solutions consultant, but he is actually one of the main forces behind the cycle lanes and the cycling and all these clubs. Assalamu alaikum, good morning.
He's the mentor.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much
And as
for
you can
coming
see
over.
on our table, we have all the prizes and the certificates.
Well, they're
and the
not
shield.
all of them, you know,
Not
we've
all
got
of
a
them.
big bag, but we were like, okay, you know, we can keep them.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, even the Prime Minister has recognized Mr. Zahiruddin's effort in regards to all of the social work he's been doing. And besides Mr. Zahiruddin Khwaja, we have been joined by Samreen Khan. She is a teacher, but she's also part of the Early Birds Riders Club. Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much
So,
for coming
I'm
over.
going to start the question.
All right, let me do it.
No,
please.
okay, let's start with Sir first.
All right. Okay, so sir, you know, the only thing which I was thinking about when I was reading about your profile and everything, I was, you know, so what I figured out was that, you know, for a person like you know, who's alhamdulillah 67 years old, it might have all started like 6 decades earlier. I mean, for example, when
Does
you
that
started
matter?
riding a bicycle, you might be what, 3-4 years old, and since then you've been on the bicycle, right? How did it all started? Where did the passion come from?
Being a, you know, when I was 12 years old, then I was, I request to my family that I now have to have a bicycle, and they bought for me the first Sorab bicycle. At that time, Sorab was one of the best bicycle of Pakistan. So I started going to my school, and I was 12 years old on the bicycle. And since then, bicycle became my passion. I was very much into sports like cycling. Apart from cycling, I go for swimming. I go for playing badminton and squash. So all I used to go on bicycle, and I like it very much. The thing which I noticed that after doing cycling, I feel the oxygen which I intake give me a lot of energy and give my brain a lot of, you know, fresh feeling.
Yeah.
After that, I always feel, now what to do next? What to do next? Like, there's a lot of energy in it.
Okay.
And then I continue that. Then I put my children into it, and I have 3 kids. So they were cycling, and
For
I'm
putting your
cycling with
children
them.
into it when you got married, alhamdulillah. How was it convincing your wife that, okay, you know, this is one of my passions and I'm going to continue it?
My wife, I'm very lucky. She's very cooperative and very supportive.
All right.
What I am today, honestly, whatever you feel good in me, because of her support and her backup.
Wonderful. Okay, so now you know you've cycled all across the world, and you're still going. Like you've been to 35 countries already.
Yeah.
Now within Pakistan, you're using it as a tool to empower women. You're using for social change. So tell us, how did you get into that from having it as a hobby, something personal? How did it become more of a social avenue? It's Monday, guys.
I was raised in a family where I have my 5 sisters, and you know, I belong to a family where we were very humble, and I noticed that there is no physical exercise for them, and there is no community places where they can go and have some fitness. That was always in the back of my mind, and as soon as I have my own daughter, then I realized it more and more. My wife is not into cycling. Somehow she is with me in everything. She goes with me on hiking or on traveling, but not on cycling.
Right.
But my daughter, she did with me, and that realized me more that how she can be more fit, energetic.
Okay.
So that was the first change. That was back in 1992 when she was born.
Okay.
After that, when I came back from States to live in my own country, Pakistan, what I noticed that we started cycling in Islamabad. I'm from Lahore. I lived there for a year, and so then I thought, no, I have to go near to the hills. So I chose to be over here. We were cycling, and we noticed that number of females are just as, you can say, if we are 20 cycling, there is only one girl cycling with us. So I feel that this is the area, because I do things which are, to make it happen. So
Yeah.
I thought I'll make it happen by attracting them and supporting them to empowering them. So I started coaching and mentoring around 4 years ago.
So now,
The
Alhamdulillah,
first
I've seen all of your pictures, but it's just you now, and all of the rest of the people are women.
Yeah, that's our point. So then let's.
So you've achieved it, right?
Okay, so great. So,
There it is. I mean, we've
Yeah.
got the pictures as well.
and that's
Wow,
wonderful.
Look at
So
that.
let me ask Hina now. How did you get involved with the early bird riders?
As you all know, that if from childhood, me and my sister used to just bike through the neighborhood.
Okay.
But it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. I was introduced to Sir Khwaja in a SDPI rally. It was a Go Green rally 2 years ago. So I was introduced to Sir Khwaja, and he introduced me to all the gang and all the group. So it's been 2 years. I've been in the early bird riders. And it's really, this group is more like a family.
Okay, but how did you get into it?
Through Sir Khwaja.
So how? I mean, how? I mean, as in, how did you meet
So, I
him?
mean,
What were you doing?
To the
You were just
SDPI.
riding on the streets.
So
and-
you
No,
just
no,
met
no.
him?
There was an event,
Okay.
Go Green Rally in the SDPI.
Okay.
I used
So
to
you
work
through
with
that.
SDPI,
Okay,
yes.
excellent.
So they organized an event to green. It was an environmental program.
Okay.
So we have to green Pakistan. So there I was introduced to Sir Khwaja. It was the first time, and he gave me his number, his contact number. Then he introduced me that he showed me the cycle. I was really motivated by that because it was an opportunity and a platform
Okay.
where could I just express myself.
Okay.
So by that I got into the group, and after that
And you've been
I
part of
just get into the
Great. What about you, Samreen? Tell us, how did you get involved?
I got Khwaja Saab. I just catch him on Facebook and WhatsApp through my sister. But actually myself, I like to cycle from my childhood.
Okay.
But I was not practicing it. I just tried, I think, when I've done my graduation. Then I just tried sometimes. I just catch a bike of my cousin.
Okay.
But I was not having my own bike. When I just heard about Khwaja Saab, that there is someone who is supporting and training girls for cycling.
Okay.
So I was just shocked, and I was so excited to join him. And then I didn't take time a second. I
just
joined him
joined.
on a WhatsApp, and then I visit him, and he just gave me time.
That's wonderful.
And,
so, but I want to ask you, once they got involved, the thing is now, we do, this is realistic, because I mean, I've gone walking, even on Marghala and stuff, and, it's not the most comfortable feeling, especially if you're in pairs so how did you manage that? Because, I'm sure there's a lot of, oogling and staring and remarks.
The social security aspect.
So from the social aspect. So, I mean, we laugh, but, I think it's become to the point where it's getting a bit frustrating for women now because they want to get out there.
Yeah, I will say, we have to focus on the positive side of it.
Okay.
We are being appreciated like you have invited us. Why? Because this is an appreciation on a national TV. So that means we should look into that.
Okay.
So there are many who appreciate us, but there are few, I will call them like they also try to be part of it, and they are not being cultured, or we have not trained them. So how to appreciate? Sometimes they pass by us and they shout like a big whistle, and girls got disturbed. Normally I keep them on my left hand on the road, and I call them like you are in a pouch. So I'm on the right side from the traffic is passing. So most of the girls, they will be, if you will see any of my clip, in which you will see they are always on my left hand.
Okay.
So then I uh, orientate them about roads, road mannerism, how they have to be, yield the road, how they have to respect the road and the traffic themselves.
Absolutely.
So save themselves.
Okay, so Hina, tell us, how do you guys handle this when you are riding? And because, like you said, it's about getting people used to it, and this is something new.
You do have fools roaming around as well.
I have a lot of them.
But the thing is, since I've been in this group, or I cycle by myself, like in my leisure time, but I haven't faced any
Excellent.
kind of this bullying or anything. I've the good thing is that I've the guys who pass by me, they always do thumbs up to me.
Okay.
They whistle it, but they give me a shake hand or a bye kind of thing. But the thing is, it always motivates me.
Okay.
You take it positively.
I take it positively.
Sacrifice faster so they
And they
don't
always,
catch up.
I do, and they always wait for me on the signals to just have an information that where have you bought this bicycle from where I can just join this.
Okay.
The thing is, I don't think it's a negative thing, but
Excellent.
it is coming along as the women are into the on the roads. It is getting. You can say it's public, kind of
More
a public,
common, it's
more
becoming
common.
more
I
common.
think I would love to share one of my experiences over here as well.
Please, tell us.
Obviously, it is not related to cycling.
Oh, then
But what happened that my sister was visiting us from abroad, and my nieces were along her as well. So when I picked them up from airport, they were like, "Okay, we want to eat something." So I took them to a restaurant. As soon as we went to the restaurant, we were ordering. My niece comes straight up to me and says, "Mamu, why are they looking like as if I am from somewhere out of the planet?" I was like, "Beta, ignore it. You'll get used to it." There was no other thing I could do about it there and then. And to be honest, it does hurt my ego at times a bit that, we cannot help it. But then half of the time, the only thing I think is that maybe at some point of my life, I might have done it, and that's what I'm getting back. So people who are out there, you might be roaming around with your sisters, you might be roaming around with your mother, your cousins, anybody. Please don't do it. Because if you will do it, you'll get it back as well.
Exactly, but also it's just rude to stare. Being a male or a female, you're not supposed to stare at anyone. It's just
Exactly.
you're supposed to lower your gaze. I'm pretty sure that's what we're taught. But anyway, so let's talk about this because that's wonderful that you've had a positive experience and that, encourages our viewers. But tell us, Samreen, how about your experiences? How do you deal with it? And has it been as positive?
Yeah, I always face it positively and
Good.
optimistically because I feel that when people do like this, I just felt it like appreciation. Like maybe they don't have another way or they don't think that how they can encourage, but I felt that they are happy or they are just noticing us that what we are doing. So there is an attention towards us that we are doing something. So I always feel important and I always wave hand to them, so they also become comfortable that okay they are.
Oh, you're making them turn
That's a
everything
nice
in a very
response, though.
positive way. That's wonderful. Because
Okay.
I don't have that reaction.
But I know what type of reactions you do have.
Let's not-
because
let's not
one
talk
day what happened that I was riding in my
Shazad,
car over here, you were
it's not about
riding in
me.
your car over here. And I kept on looking at you. I was like, okay, I'll wave her that, okay, I'm right next to you and stuff like that. And
I
she sounded
channel
this. I was like, oh, it's me.
I
man.
channel
It's me,
everything
man.
out, so
Please
just
take
like
it. Please take it
Yeah.
easy.
But
okay,
anyway.
but sir, whenever we talk about cycling, you're a coach too. What type of coaching is required when you want to cycle or you want to be a rider?
Okay. Primarily, there are, you can say two categories.
Okay.
One, females, they have never touched cycling, even in their childhood. So I have taught that kind of females also.
For somebody who does not even know how to ride a bike.
Yes.
Okay.
And perfect, I think, attitude, her attitude was very positive. And she learned it in 4 days. On 5th day, we did 5 kilometers
Oh, wow. Okay.
together.
Okay.
And such girls, they need first we, orientate them, what are cycling and what we will face on the road. At the same time, how to make a position, action, and then roll.
Please tell us a bit about it as well. I mean, how to ride a cycle on the road. I think quite a lot of people are not even
you have the
aware
signals and everything.
aware of the safety issues as well.
First thing is very necessary that any cyclist, first they have to know how to control their bicycle, number one, orientation and focus in the front, not look on any, gears or pedals.
Yeah.
So this is the role of the cyclist. Now, coming back to the on the traffic side, the traffic rules are very simple as they are being taught. You have to be on your left hand, you have to park, and you have to yield, and you have to look the other people can pass by. Although I'll not say that I'm complaining about my people around.
Who drive recklessly.
In their excitement, like yesterday we were in Peshawar, majority of the cars, in their excitement, they are coming near to us, and I was chaperoning my females that I am extreme on the right hand side, and I told them all you have to be left. And then when I say to the cars, hey, please stay in this lane, stay in this lane, so that helps. And secondly, when we are taking a turn, normally I'll be on the right side, and I ask them, like, you go into this pouch, like in the left side. So this is the way are being told to them, and I try to tell them that what is their responsibility on the road. That is very necessary. If we know our responsibility, we can handle the whatever the condition is on the road. But if we don't take our own responsibility, then we can blame everybody. Oh, he's not driving right. He has cut me and all that.
Well, most of the times that does happen. It's very nice it's making them empowered and take on
Yes.
responsibility.
Yeah.
It's
Very
wonderful.
rightly said, in fact. And ladies and gentlemen, the best part is that he has done so many campaigns. He's been riding his bicycle for white ribbon campaigns as well. He's
And we have
doing
all these
it for
photos.
Greener Pakistan. But right now, at this very point, we need to go for a short break to go anywhere, because when we guys are going to come back, we'll share all of those pictures and his experiences with all of these campaigns as well. Good morning.
So welcome back, everyone. And before the break, we're in discussion about cycling within Pakistan and within the cities. And the mayor of Islamabad also inaugurated the cycle lanes. And I've just realized I've had some feedback. And I've been told by some of our viewers and some of the aunties that I've met as well, is that I'm speaking too fast. So I'm going to slow down. I just remembered, yes. So it's very important because it's a healthy activity, you know, and it's about also familiarizing and making people comfortable and getting used to having, you know, women out and about, you know, riding bikes, being healthy.
Exactly, and before we move on to, you know, the type of campaigns he's actually ridden his bicycle for, I want to be sure about these bicycle lanes over here in Islamabad because I haven't really seen them, but I've heard people talking about it, and I've seen pictures. People have been posting it on Facebook. Where are these lanes? I mean,
when we say that we have a baby boy, and then people come and see a one baby boy, very little one.
Okay.
And similarly, when that baby boy is walking, many people don't see that step, or parents see. So we cyclists see that lane.
yeah, where is it?
Okay, but we want to see it. So
Yeah, where is it?
That
In which
cycling
particular
lane
areas?
is from the from Marriott. It starts and goes up to the diplomatic enclave, the Global, and then it is on the F6 from Trail 3, you know, parking lot up to the whole. So the left lane, which was actually previously was marked from yellow to it as a, you know, area which we call it back in West shoulder, hard shoulder. So that is being marked as a, and it is a very positive sign that it is like educating people that we have a bicycle lane. Inshallah, very soon I am sure that there will be a proper bicycle lane which you want to see. And here I like to add you, very soon I am going to start, and I am telling on the national TV that you will have a cycles, you know, have a, in a stands, and from where you rent a bike and you will go from one place to other.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing
that'd
because
be
I
great.
want to
that's
ride.
it's going
I've
to
seen that
happen
in
in
London.
2017
wonderful.
positively.
Now the thing is, because that's the one thing, because I did earlier this year look into purchasing a bike. They're not exactly cheap. You know, to get a good bike, you need to have a, you know, you're looking at least 10 to 15,000 rupees.
No, not 10.
No.
Oh, I'm looking in the wrong places. I was like, I'm not spending that much.
At least 25, 30,000 rupees,
Yes.
at
Okay.
least.
Okay, so maybe. Okay, well, I was being generous there. Anyway, so now the thing is, I've seen these bicycle lanes. First of all, the bikes are quite expensive. That's number one. Number two is that these bicycle lanes are being used by motorcycles, cars, and everything. And you were talking about the cyclist has a responsibility on the road, but what about the other motorists as well? Because you guys could be observing the rules, but if a car is driving that lane, you're going to have problems. So how do you deal with that if you're not with the group and stuff and you're cycling alone? Tell us, Hina.
Yes. The thing is that I've seen many cars who they are parked on the beside the yellow
Hard
lane,
shoulder
parked
lane,
on the
yeah.
ice. But that's the initiative that the CTA or the Metropolitan or the Mayor of Islamabad should take. That they should either just what do you say?
Pick them
just
up?
We
pick
should
them
have-
up or just give them a ticket.
Or we
Because
should have
that's what-
wardens for those
True.
lanes.
That's
as
what,
well.
yeah, that's what she's saying.
Yeah. So the thing is that we have to just be careful, or we have to see right and left, because motorcyclists are beside us. They're not. They don't care whether we are just driving on the beside the yellow lane or not. But the thing is, that's the thing which we have to just take. We don't take it for granted. So this is the responsibility of the government. I'll say again. But the motorcyclists are. They just push.
The motorcyclists, I'm sorry, are absolutely awful here. They don't care about anything. And they're trying to cut in. I'm like, no, you cut in, you're going to get hit by a car. But tell us, okay, but these are positive steps. Like you said, they're all positive. Now, you've also used, I'm going to move on to the campaigns now. You've used the cycling to raise awareness and create awareness about the White Ribbon Campaign, environmental issues. So how useful and how practical do you think it is to use, you know, such modes of communication?
Well, normally people ask us why you are doing that, but let's give you the latest example. Yesterday we were in Peshawar, and Peshawar Zalmi is a cricket team.
Yeah.
And they also realize that apart from cricket, let's have something which can have a social change. In order to do that, they notice us and they say, we will do empowerment of female cycling in Peshawar. Could you please come? And so they asked me. I said, yes, we will come. And we went over there, believe it, 5 to 6 females from Peshawar, they join us. So we were at least 20 to 22 females cycling on the road, and we did 5 kilometer cycling over there.
Excellent.
So change is happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
And people are noticing it.
Okay.
And things are happening. We started, we were only, we were not more than 30, 40. Now we are 300 cyclists around.
Really?
Wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
300
wonderful.
cyclists in Twin City.
Excellent.
Amazing.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Really, that is. But now,
See, this is the thing what makes me happy about
And this happens in years, few years. So lane started just
Now.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Please have patience.
Yeah.
There will be perfect, proper lane. Even CDA was not used to of that. They have at least taken the first step. They are going to, inshallah, create proper. There was a campaign, and we came to know that they have shook hand with some China government that they will give us 35-kilometer proper cycling lane, and I think it will come very soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in days to come, inshallah.
yeah.
But you know,
Great.
we live in a country where a car driver does not wear a seat belt, a bike rider does not wear a helmet. So how do you ensure safety while you're riding a bicycle? Do you wear like your proper gear and helmets and everything, or because we have seen people over here, for example, if you're riding a bicycle, there's no need to wear any type of gear. You just have to ride the bicycle. That's it.
Well, yes, if you will see, sometimes majority of the people are not having the helmet. But look, we are a country where we are very resilient people, and our people are persistent and resilient. No, I'm not asking that I'm going to justify that.
Okay.
Then there is a financial limitation. Majority of the families cannot afford a cycle, but people can afford. I will say how positive. They buy mobiles. You have seen now a sweeper on the road have a mobile. So soon people will buy helmets because things are not available. Now we are also very good in buying the used thing. So used helmets are available. We can buy it very economical. I can tell on air that people can go to our these itwar bazaars and jo landa lagta hai.
Yeah,
there,
Sunday
they
markets
can
and
have
stuff,
those
true.
Sunday market. So helmets are available. Same cycle, used bicycle, imported bicycles are available. This is becoming a good phenomena. People are importing those bicycles. So things are happening. Things are happening.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Now, now going forward, so let's ask Samareen. You've been involved with these campaigns as well, coming back and getting, like we're talking about the price, the cost of it. You've always been into riding, you said, but how do you keep up to date with the helmet and the safety, and because it isn't cheap, as Sir's just mentioned.
And then in life, for example, if you have 4 brothers and sisters or 5 or 7, because people will have large families as well, big families, mashallah. So what happens is that the bicycle is only one. So half of the time, the other siblings are fighting, okay, it's my time to ride now, no, it's my time to ride. So how do you justify that?
You have to talk, we're on TV. So yeah, tell us about the... how
I
did you
just
go?
actually joined Khwaja Sahab in this October.
Okay,
Okay.
so
So
it's been a
it's
couple of
just
months.
3 months, hardly. So I really didn't arrange anything like that, but I should, and soon I will do that.
Okay, so that's great.
But,
So,
actually, our theme is also a little different. Like, we are early bird riders. So we are like 4, 5 o'clock early. We wake up and then we start our ride.
Okay.
So that's why it's more safe, I think.
no, but you still have to wear a helmet and stuff.
Yeah,
It
we
doesn't
have to. We
matter.
have to. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that we should not, but this is a positive point that we are safe for that time.
Okay.
But of course, we should follow the rules
Okay.
and the things we.
Okay,
should
now this
adopt.
is what I want to ask. Early bird riders, this is a
Yeah.
group, right? So how does this group work, first of all? Okay, how many times are you going out to, ride a bike in a week or in a month's time? And when, for example, if you have to go for a campaign, how do you guys plan? How do you work on it?
Okay, in your question, there are 3 parts. Number 1, early bird riders, is primarily try that people were lazy, they are not coming out of their bed. So in the West normally said, what excites you to come out of the bed? So I created an excitement of healthy attitude. So these girls, they are coming out of their beds, number one. So that is another positive way. Secondly, when it comes to the weekends, we do long rides. On our normal days, we do 30 to 40 minutes or a 1 hour maximum, and everybody goes back to their work or college or school, or me on my work. On weekends, we do long rides, and on weekends, mostly our campaign rides are. It is seldom, like yesterday was on a weekend, but there was a one ride, even we managed to go over there. It was in the mid of the week, but we try to manage, but then the people, those who will be show up will be little. But on weekends, like Sunday, there will be maximum people, they show up.
That's wonderful, and it's also a really nice way to get families out and to create that community spirit as well. So now this early bird riders, obviously, you're using this to empower women quite a lot. But what about, getting all the males out there as well and kind of the social
males,
cohesion?
you will see in our pictures, males are there.
So let's have a look at the photos.
Look on them.
So
because the males are, also I try to tell them how to chaperone them, you know. And if I see somebody is, mischievous, then we have to,
so
try
Mr. Producer, if we can share the pictures right now. Yeah, here we are. So we've got young boys and we have got
young men.
Mr. Khwaja over here. Yeah. And polio now.
Excellent.
Okay, so that was a polio campaign.
Wonderful.
But that's not really bicycle, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that was a
that's right
bicycle
next to
event,
my
yeah.
house, though, by the way. It's an E11, right?
Yeah, yes.
Look
D12.
at this.
Yeah.
And so you had competitions as well.
Yes.
Great. Excellent. Very nice. Okay,
And
so
everybody's wearing their helmets. You know,
Yeah.
this is one thing we should notice over here, that
Very
you know,
good.
Khwaja Sahib is ensuring safety as well. But before we run out of time, what is the future of cycling women over here in Pakistan, and how do you think that it will empower women?
At present, with my little effort, there are 30 females, cycling. So if other people join and different groups, they can make, for example, some in Rawalpindi, in Lahore, there are groups. So there will be more, and we are exchanging. For example, yesterday there is a promise that we will exchange ride in between Peshawar and Peshawar females and Islamabad females. So things are happening. I assure you, the future is very bright. 2017, my target is there should be at least 50 females cycling together in Islamabad.
I'm going to join your one to Peshawar, so I'm going to do the
And I'm
cycling
going to
for sure.
cross-dress and be a part of their team as well.
You can also
okay,
just
but one more thing, for example, if you are going to create those cycle stands with bicycles in it, please make sure that nobody steals them as well.
That will be
That's the
fully doing
society.
it professionally.
Yeah.
The way it has been done in Holland and England, in America, you have a proper bike, but we are very lucky. We don't have to have that very high technology. Our labor over here is very, very, inexpensive. I will not use word cheap. Cheap is a bad word. You don't buy cheap clothes. You don't
inexpensive.
buy inexpensive.
Okay.
And we can very easily have, manpower. We will provide them a job. They will be chaperoning our, bicycles. And from there we will rent them, and they will.
Wonderful.
And one last thing, very
literally
quickly.
have 10
For all
seconds.
those people who are trying to, look for a nice, good bicycle, obviously to ride,
Yeah.
what are your quick tips to tell them? Because these days people are buying very fancy with shocks
They're
and
really
whatnot.
expensive.
And they do not work half of the time. The rims go haywire as well. So what type of bicycle to buy?
At present, keeping in view our people's pocket,
Yeah.
I think used bikes are a good choice. And I always, tell them and guide them. There are certain people which are importing them, and I am supporting them that buy from them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we will give you all that information if you write to us on our Facebook fan page,
Which is with the name of World This Morning.
our Twitter page,
World This Morning without a G.
our YouTube and Daily Motion page,
World This Morning and yeah, World This Morning.
and the repeat is at.
5 past 11.
Have a wonderful day, and we will see you bright and early tomorrow.
Till the next time, 1, 2, 3, ride bicycles.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Come on your work on.